Good afternoon to Europe. This is the first BIMobject Talk, second of the day, and we'll be doing these every Tuesday. So it's going to be 15 minutes of presentation, and then I'll leave 15 minutes for Q&A. Please do ask questions throughout the talk, but I'm going to leave all questions until the end. And so hopefully you have lots of interesting and exciting questions for me. Right. Also, if there's any problems, do again throw it into the questions, but hopefully you can all hear me okay. So my name is Matthew Jackson. I'm a project manager here at BIMobject, and I've been with BIMobject for 3 years. And recently, of course, we absorbed the Seek database, and we have fundamentally amended a lot of things on BIMobject. And we would like to teach you how to best find all these objects that you need for your projects, and to do so quickly and efficiently. So the title, of course, of this webinar / talk is how to find what you need in the cloud. And we have so many objects now, and we're adding more and more every week. And with more and more users every week, we want to give a little bit of knowledge out to the industry, and like I said, starting with search. So the first thing that I think I would like to point out is the search is the same everywhere. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, the search is the same everywhere depending on where you are. So we have the integration of the BIM apps, such as Revit, SketchUp, ArchiCAD, and AutoCAD, but also we have apps in Vectorworks, and we have Allplan coming. So it doesn't matter whether these techniques which I show you for search, doesn't matter whether you're using them inside the apps or whether you're using them on the portal online using Safari or Chrome or Firefox. The workflow is exactly the same. So this is a fantastic way to make sure that your workflow is always identical no matter where you are. So let's have a look at this and have a look at how you search. So we've got BIMobject on screen. And the first thing is up the top, you've got Browse BIMobject and Apps, and then in the middle, you've got Search Apps and click here to see all brands. If you want to click here to see all brands, you can do. And of course, this gives everything there is, and you can, of course, search within here. Well, this was just to show you. We're not going to stay in this page very long. We're going to go back to the front page of BIMobject, and we're going to click on the Search Products Center button. Now, here is what you see. Now, very quickly, again, you've got apps up the top. If you haven't downloaded the BIMobject apps yet, please do so. It's the second most downloaded app in the Autodesk Exchange Store for Revit, one of the biggest add-ons to ArchiCAD. So please do make sure you download the apps. It gives you so much more functionality and does make your life much, much quicker. So let's go back and let's talk about search. So you're presented here with the search bar, like any search bar at the top. And of course, you can type words in here to search for any terms you want. Below, we've got a number of buttons. These are the BIMobject, what we call parent categories. So these are the major kind of object groups that we have. And they're highlighted in blue with what you're clicking on. Again, we'll go over that. On the left-hand side, you can filter. So you can filter by brands, categories, file types, and regions. And however you search, you'll always get the results in the middle of the page. Again, if you find any of your favorite objects, you can save these onto your BIM board. And everyone has a personal BIM board, and you can share that with colleagues to say what great objects that you found. And everyone can access these. It's a bit like a Pinterest board, for example. So let's get started. Let's get started with just typing in window. So when I start typing in window, I get 3 sets of results. The first one is categories. So I've got a major category here that I'm highlighting. And then below that, I've got 2 what we call subcategories. Both have the word window in, and you can click on those. We then have brands, which all contain the word window. And down the bottom, we have free text search. So this free text search is looking for the word window, both in the information which is provided on the product page and how it's categorized. And then we have, sorry, someone just said the audio cut out, so hopefully I'm back. And then we have the order in which they're displayed, which is to do with relevance and the date in which they are published. So we're trying to make the results of this window search much more intelligent as we move forward. And all the results are shown in the middle. Now, we can start being more specific. So I've searched for the term window, and now I can say, okay, well, I want products which are available to be used in Denmark. So I just go into the regions on the left-hand side, click Denmark. I now am a Revit user. Now I click Revit and apply this. So I'm drilling down into multiple layers to now find a window in Denmark, file type Revit. Just a note here, if you're using the BIMobject free apps and you're in Revit, then automatically results are only shown which are available in Revit. The same with ArchiCAD and the same with SketchUp. We do this automatically from within the app. So you don't end up being on a page that might not have the file type that you require. So now I have these results and they're displayed on the page. I've got 451 different windows which I can have. I can also have a look at these in object types as well. We do a number of different object types, but for Windows, they're just plain objects. I can click Reset Filters here, and it will reset everything, or I can click on an individual filter, and it will remove it. So I accidentally didn't mean I wanted Denmark. I actually want to search for Canada. So now I can keep my two existing filters, and now I can add Canada back in. So now I have 308 products which are available. Once I'm finished, I can click Clear All, and I come back to the start. Another way to do this is to click on, of course, the Windows category. Now I'm in the parent category, so all types of Windows are now displayed. And on the left-hand side, you can now see I have a number of subcategories within Windows. And here, for example, I can now click on Roof Windows, and now it will show all roof windows within that category, of which we have 114 at this time. Or I can look at fixed frames as well. So now I have 282 fixed frame windows, and now because I've clicked a subcategory, I now get a load of more searchable options. So I've got filter options down the bottom, which means I can search by classification, but we're making and have subcategory specific search parameters. So you can see here I've got a very long list. So I can search for windows that are within a certain height, and I can look at metric and imperial units. I can also look at color of the interior finish. Again, I can click on these and I can drill down further to better find the result that I want. And of course, these different categories have different search parameters. Another way to look at categories is by clicking on the left, and I can now see how the categories are built on BIMobject. So I could select a whole door category there. I'll scroll down to the bottom where windows are, again to give you a good idea. And we're adding to these categories all the time to make them more detailed. And I can actually multiply tick. So I want to look at windows. I don't know what kind of window I want yet, but I know it's going to be a fixed frame or an opening. So I'm going to have a look at 3 sets. So I've got 918 different windows that are fixed frame or opening hinge or slide. And now I can think about what brand I want to use. So I'm going to have a look to see what brand is providing quite a lot of windows or doors. And I've decided to have a look at Velvac. If I click Velvac now, I get 4 different searches all working together to produce 39 product families now. So I'm really drilling down into better results on a step-by-step process to find what I need. So what else can I do and how else can I search? Potentially, I can start with filters. So I've got all the objects here in the world, and I can start clicking on filtered products on the left. If I search for dryer, for example, and this is what I've done this morning, is because we've got some new dryers from Excel. By typing in dryer and free word search, Excel are now no longer at the top. This is because the American dryer has more relevance. How do we do this? We look at the descriptions that are shown here, and we also look at how things have been regionalized and their classification too. So again, we're trying to be as parametrically enabled to give you the best results as we can by using free word search. You can also search for brands. So again, same process. I can type in Velvac and it comes in here. Another way to do this is, of course, I can click on brands. So if I reset that filter, the system reloads. And now I can start typing in to this search bar up in the top corner. And again, I'll start typing in Velvac, and it will work and start filtering things out as I type. So I don't have to type the full word in, and it'll come up. I can look at file types for brands as well. So I can see what kind of file types these brands support at any time, and I can also see the regions in which these products are mostly available. And for this example, they're mostly available in Europe, but they do have a couple of objects which are available in North America, for example. So pretty much that's how we use search, and that's the lots of little steps and hints and tricks that I can make. This is really useful, especially in HVAC and MEP, where I would thoroughly recommend you going into the subcategory and then using the parameters and properties search so you can find what you need. So that's pretty much how we do search. I just want to throw a little poll to you because some of this information might be better. So a little poll, will this knowledge help you search better? Honest answers, yes, no. So please give the answer. Of course, if the answer is no, then please give me constructive feedback in the questions or follow up after this. And we're always striving to improve, and we're always open to constructive feedback from both our manufacturer client base and our user base. We do listen, and we do listen as much as we can. I'll just give you 5 more seconds. About 75% of you have answered, and statistics are looking good for me. So hopefully that means I've explained it well. So fantastic. So we've got 96% of you are saying yes, this will help you, and 4% no. That 4%, if you want to follow up on this, like I said, by all means, please do so, and I'll be happy to have any conversations with that. So I'm going to hide the results. Now we're back to the main screen. So in conclusion, and like we said, this is a very short presentation. We hope that you can now search using categories and subcategories, and hopefully you think that's laid out well. We will continue to build subcategories as the products that we get become more and more broad. Of course, we'll try and make the categories as best as we possibly can. Search using brands and search using keywords. So again, you can use all three at any time. And really try and drill down. Look at regions. Look, if you're in the United States, look to see if these products are available for you in the States. Of course, in Europe and in America, we use metric and imperial systems. So some of these products are not available to be used across the different continents. Have a look at file types. Again, file types are defaultly defined. If you're using the apps do make your life a lot quicker, and we thoroughly recommend that you download them. We're working on searching by classification. So again, we'll be adding more and more classifications as the industry moves forward, such as ETIM and Uniclass, for example. And finally, searching by properties. Again, BIMobject are working very hard with manufacturers to give you the information to make you enabled to be searching by properties. So next week, especially for Revit-heavy areas, my colleague Magnus is going to do a short 15-minute presentation on how to use this Revit app. That's next Tuesday. He'll go through ways in which it makes your life quicker and easier. Same search parameters, so I won't be going to search too much because I've gone through it this week. But Magnus will show you how to download, how to install, and how to make it work on Revit to make your life a lot quicker. For more information, please visit info.bimobject.com/webinars to sign up for more webinars. And also, if you have any questions, please contact webinar@bimobject.com and it will come through to me. In a moment, we'll move on to Q&A. But first of all, I would just like to thank you very much for your time, and I really hope you enjoy using BIMobject.